Okay, welcome back. So we've created our gradient using our fill and our appearance tab, and we've also created a stroke which we moved underneath the main stroke, underneath the main fill, to give us a better, just to take it away a bit. So it was like that, but then we moved it back underneath here and it cuts it back, so it's not cutting into the text, you're not biting into the text at all. So what we can also do with this stroke is we can give it a gradient. So I'm going to set up a new gradient now. I'm going to come up here, just going to click here, out, off of this. I don't want to change this, you see, so I'm clicking off. I'm going to click here and set up another gradient. So for this gradient, I just want it to be dark from light to dark. I want the other end to be a bit darker. So I'm happy with that, and I'm going to click and drag that into here. So you can also rename these as well if you wanted to. I could name this main grad, and I could name this one outer grad, just so that the naming convention is a little bit easier. So with this outer grad here, I'm going to use this on the stroke. So I'm going to come down, and this is new to Illustrator CS5, I think, upwards. You can actually put gradients on strokes. So if I select here, I can go and select our gradient. It's not appearing in there for some reason. Okay, I can just do it via this. And there you go. You can see now that it's appeared in there, but we need to change that angle. So I'm going to just move this from there from the angle in here. Can just do 90 degrees, and there we have. And so you can see now it's getting this kind of beveled look, which looks pretty cool. So we can add another stroke. We can come into here, we can select this one, and we can do add a new stroke. And once again, I'm going to make this one black just so that you can see it. We've got it in there, but I can drag it down to the back. And it's 4 and 4, so I need it to just be a bit bigger. So I can just put it on the outline there, and I'm actually going to change it to a dark grey. So pretty awesome already. We're looking so we've added 2 strokes onto the same piece of text. Now what we're going to do is we're going to actually bite into the logo itself. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to hold the Shift key and hold the Alt and make a duplicate copy of it up there. Now I want to take away all the effects that I've got onto it, and you can do that simply by selecting that and then coming down here and just doing that, and it turns them off. Okay, so what I want at the moment, if I put this over the top, it's going to cover all our stuff. And I don't want to do that. I want to bring it in. I want to cut into this logo a little bit. So I'm going to use the stroke tool to do this. It doesn't matter which color I pick to do this, but I'm just going to select this one here. I'm not doing it via the appearance. I'm just coming into here, and I'm just going to cut in about 4. Actually, probably about 3. Okay, now that's bitten in to the logo, but that's what I want to do, because I want to cut out, what I basically want is this middle section, so I can put it back over this and have it on as a top layer to it. And in fact, while I'm talking about that, I'm going to put this into a layer, so it's a separate layer. So I'm going to come down to Windows and Layers, and whereas we've got one layer at the moment, I'm going to create a new layer. I'm just going to call it Top for now, and then just drag this into it. And I'll turn this layer off just so that it doesn't confuse matters. Okay, so how do I cut into this? When I do this, it will not become editable anymore, but it doesn't matter because it's the top layer and it's quick to do anyway, and I'm happy with the layout. So to do this, to cut this black part out, we need to just outline our path. So I'm going to go to path, and then I'm going to go to, I'm going to put this back so there's no stuff on it. I'm going to do the text, and I'm going to create outlines. Now I'm going to put the stroke back, by clicking there and clicking there or there, and then I'm going to put this back to, what do we have it? I think it was about 4, wasn't it? 4. Now I'm going to go into this again, and I'm going to go to path and outline stroke. So path, outline stroke, and it will have created this. Now at the moment it's all grouped and it's not doing what we want it to do, but if I go into ungroup, I can select that and it's still grouped, because actually the individual letters are now grouped. So it's a group within a group, that it grouped all of them together, and then it grouped also the letters together. So I need to ungroup again, so I need to ungroup a second time, and this will mean that I can move things independently. But this still doesn't do what we want it to, because this black line is actually still underneath, and I need to cut that out. So in order to cut this out so that I get just this inner black bit that you can see, I'm going to use the tool, which is, where is it? Let's go up to Windows and Pathfinder here. So let me just drag a few of these out of the way so that we can concentrate on the mission at hand. Okay, so in Pathfinder we've got lots of options, and I've selected both of these, and what I can do is I can just exclude some areas, so it just cuts that middle part out. I can press the Control Z to go back. I can just intersect the areas I can pick out. And this is the one that I wanted to use, is to remove the front, minus the front. And that's what I want to use. So I'm just clicking across here and I'm just minusing the front. Okay, I think you can do this with 2 at a time. Oh no, got to make sure you're doing it 1 at a time. And here we go. But you have to go through all that ungrouping stuff to get it all working. Okay, so that's all cool. So now I've got my cutout area. What I can do now is I can take this and we can drag it down and position it, hopefully perfectly in position. Yeah, which it is. So now I can just click this here, this little thing, and it'll select all on that layer. Now I'm going to bring my swatches back, and I'm just going to click the main grad. I need to change that over and click this so that's clear, and I need to reset my gradient for this as well. So I'm just going to do that, and in fact I could do it the other way. So we've got now kind of a double gradient going on. Yeah, you can just see this outer bit here when I turn it on. Just get that kind of cool look. But let's go a stage further and make it even cooler. How about if we wanted to cut through this and do it this way? So what I'll do for now is I'll just save this. I'll drag both of these up. I'm going to drag across them, and I'm going to bring this down so you can see what's going on. And that's just for reference. And then I'm going to turn that off. I'm going to select across here, and just temporarily, because it's a bit easier to see, I'm just going to put it into a color. Now I'm going to use my pen tool, and I'm going to start to draw a kind of wiggly line going through this. You can be as creative as you want with this. it tends to work better if you're sort of going through the middle of the text. And that's good. And now I'm just going to straight across here, do that off. Now I'm going to select both of these. I'm going to come back into my pathfinder tool and I'm going to just do the divide. It doesn't look like anything's happened and it's still one object, so I've got to be careful here. So I just need to come up to object and ungroup, and now I can start to pull these apart. So I'm just getting rid of any of the overlap. So I'm just backspacing to do that. And now I've got two parts. So I've got a top and a bottom. And now I can apply my gradient tool again. And this one I can just drag to about there. Yeah. Now I can select the bottom area, do the same. Gradient tool again. This time I'm going to click the other way, so I'm going up, and then I'm going to turn that back on, and there we go. We got something that's looking even better because you've got this kind of lines going through it. So that's really cool. So we've used a couple of different methods there to create an even better logo. Now I'm really happy with this top logo, so I'm actually going to get this, I might reuse these bits, so I'm going to turn this off, just delete this area out, and that will give me just this top bit, because I might use this for maybe a stroke or something, just to give it that little edge. So I'm just going to come across here and increase this stroke to about maybe 3, just take it up, just put it onto here. I'm just going to put it onto a new layer so I can visually see the effects. So I'm just going to drag it up there. It was down there, just dragged it up there, created a new layer. And I just want to, so that it's black at the top, so I need it to be lighter. Just get rid of you, swap you over. Sorry, put you to a 2 again, and now sometimes you need to click the appearance back, just make sure that you're on that layer. Okay, back to 3, that's better. Alright, and at the same time I'm just going to group this object. Just move that into position there, have a look at it. Yeah, it's not looking that good. I think it's because it's too heavy, so I'm going to select that again by clicking there, select it all. It's on 3, I'm just going to put it on a 1. So it really breaks it down. It does add an extra level, so that's really good. So yeah, I'm liking that logo. So okay, in the next lesson we'll look at putting a background and really kind of making it pop.